Good morning, the Get Up and Go show on the line. Good friend of mine, Jordan Knight, joins us. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning there, Chad.
Now, this is tough for me, man. I've interviewed everybody. But when you got somebody that's such a good friend, it's really tough to do an interview with.
It is a little strange.
It is strange, but I thought I'd go about it a different way. I'd try to learn something myself about you. First and foremost, want to congratulate you. Successful tour with the Backstreet Boys. You guys traveled all across the country and in Canada and sold out pretty much 99.9% of the dates, right?
Pretty much. It was very successful. We started off with 25 dates. It ended up being 50 plus. So, yeah, beyond expectation for sure.
You and I were just talking off the air about maybe sometimes overdoing it, working a little bit too hard. And you know that all too well because you were on the tour with the Backstreet Boys, but you were also at the same time finishing up your record, promoting your record, doing appearances, doing after parties. I mean, it got insane, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it was a whirlwind. It's tough to say no when things are so exciting. It's like, you know, I was on a crazy schedule. I was on the tour. You know, we're doing shows 5-6 days a week. And, like, my only day off, they call me and say, can you do, the George Lopez show? Meanwhile, I'm in, like, Kansas, or I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Actually, I slept over in L.A. and then got on a plane and flew to St. Louis and did a show that evening. So, like, that's the kind of schedule you're up against when things are going good. It was going great, so I couldn't complain.
But Unfinished is like a labor of love for you, this album.
Unfinished, it definitely was a labor of love. It was a new venture, really. Even though I've done solo records before, it was a brand new venture. Being my own label, it was independent. It wasn't by a major label also. So I couldn't just sit back and let them kind of just, take the whole project to where it needed to go. I had to do it myself because it was on independent. So it was all new territory for me. I learned a whole lot by doing it, though.
Well, it's the one time, too, where you're not only the name on the CD, but you're the executive behind it, too.
Exactly. And then, with being the executive behind it, you learn so much. You got to cut deals with producers. I co-wrote all the songs. There was just so much creative and business that I had to deal with. But like you said, it was a labor of love, and I learned and am learning so much.
When you and I chatted in Minneapolis last month, you and I were talking about Unfinished, and you said this album really is for the fans. You weren't worried about critics. You weren't worried about chart success. You were just worried about putting together a great album and giving them, every song could be a single.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I really do think if you worry too much about the outcome, then the actual outcome is worse. When you're creating out of a good place, only good things can happen. And if your expectations aren't really high as far as the outcome, I think the product is better, and then when the product's better, the outcome's better. So it's kind of a reverse way of thinking to get a better result.
Jordan Knight on the Get Up and Go show. And, just for folks that maybe don't know, Unfinished debuted in the top 50 on the Billboard 200, and you've been everywhere. You mentioned George Lopez, Good Morning America. I mean, you've done all the big shows and all the big radio stations to promote this album. People
are like, wow, it's doing so good, and I got to say that, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants with the new kids and the Backstreet Boys, and, they were the platform that I was able to use to kind of branch out on my own with this whole thing. So, I got to give props where props are due.
All right, Jordan, do you have a favorite? I know it's tough when somebody says, do you have a favorite song on the album? But I did put it out to the fans on Twitter, and somebody wants to know if you have a personal favorite on Unfinished. I know they're all your babies, but that one special song.
I would say Inside is, I like so many of them. I would say Inside is probably one of them, though.
Off of Twitter, Chi-Town Finest wants to know what your plans are to promote the album now that the NKO TBSB tour is done.
I think what fans are asking behind any of those questions are you going to do solo dates?
That's right.
That's really what they want to know.
That's right. You're breaking down the code.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I will be out there doing solo dates. Not in, all set in stone yet, but it's in the works for sure.
I'll tell you what, we got to do some old school stuff and bring you to this cluster, and we'll rock it old school style here.
We'll rock it old school. We'll go back.
We'll rock the night. Oh my God. I can't tell you how much I've missed you, man. It's just so good to hear your voice and you being on the show.
Thanks. You too, bro. You too.
So we'll definitely get Jordan to Iowa and Minnesota. We'll do a show up here. It'd be a lot of fun, and I would definitely love to. I mean, listen, I got a chance to see you in your glory with the New Kids and Backstreet show, and I got to tell you, man, this coming from a friend, and again, somebody who's seen you perform all over the world, I was so impressed with the show and so impressed with you. You look good. You sound good. And not just you, Jordan, but everybody sounded amazing. Joe did a rendition of Please Don't Go Girl that gave me goosebumps.
Thank you. We want to impress each other, but we also really look out for each other. Like, if I'm doing something and I do something that I'm not really thinking I do something magical, Donnie or Joe will, like, right after I do it, they'll tell me, they'll be like, you did this, make sure you do it again. You know, we all do that for each other, you know, and it's all for the betterment of the show and for more enjoyment of the fans. When there's a team, man, and a team that works, it's really unstoppable.
Jordan Knight on the Get Up and Go show. Jordan, let me ask you this. Now, I know there's upsides to touring, but what's the downside for you? A lot of people want to know, what was the downside to being on the road this long?
Well, the downside is, you know, not seeing your family, and then when they do come out, everything's so busy that you don't get time to relax and enjoy. So I think that is the biggest downside of touring, for sure.
Off of Twitter, Knight Rider 76 asks, what kind of workout does Jordan do to get that hot body and maintain it? Now, that's from her, not me. Just so you know, I'm asking about that hot body. But, you know, like I mentioned to you earlier, you look good, you sound good. What are you doing to make that happen?
Well, you know, we do a 2-hour show every night. So, you know, I mean, I've been off the road 3 days, and I'm already seeing the difference.
Can you tell you're starting to get lazy?
Every morning. But no, you know, when you're on the go, you know, you just lean. You know what I mean? And you know, we do light workouts. In between, like when the Backstreet Boys are on stage, we're like doing like calisthenics and stuff under the stage. It's like one long workout. So that's pretty much it. I think to look fit, you don't have to really go nuts. You don't have to be in the gym 2 hours a day.
You don't have to go Danny Wood on them, right?
You don't have to go Danny Wood. Moderation is key.
Yeah. Tell that to Danny, will you? Looks like Hulk Hogan. We love Danny. Deb wants to know, what is Jordan's favorite song or dance routine and his least favorite? I bet she's referring to the tour with the Backstreet Boys. What was the favorite song to perform?
Well, probably my favorite song to perform is I'll Be Loving You Forever. That's my solo standout song of that tour.
And least favorite? Do you have a least favorite?
My least favorite might be, I don't really have a least favorite. I mean,
is there that one song that you go, can this song just get over with? Is there that one?
No, actually, no.
No, that's a good thing.
No. All the songs, like, luckily we've created special moments in each song that it makes it fun. You know what I mean? So a lot of people would think, the right stuff dance. You got to be sick of that. But when we do it, there's a reaction from the crowd, so that makes it fun.
I told all the fans to keep it clean, so they're trying their best. And one wants to know, what does Jordan Knight wear to sleep at night?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I wear a T-shirt and underwear.
And they're not thong.
Not a thong, and I can't wear. It's got to be a T-shirt with sleeves. It can't be like a wife beater or anything like that. It has to have sleeves on it.
You know, these ladies want to hear that Jordan Knight sleeps nude, but I'm one of those guys too. I cannot do that. I'm just not comfortable. Period.
Nah.
Not in. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right, does it?
No.
A lot of the fans are asking, will they ever get their hands on some of the old stuff? We were talking about it earlier and laughing a little bit, but Rock the Night, Around the World, Try. Some of these fans want to know, will they ever get their hands on some of those songs?
I'd have to track them down and track down who actually owns the master recordings of them. I could probably jack them and do old school bootleg scenario.
Right.
I could probably do that and get away with it.
I'm sure you could, too. Heck, blame it on me.
Yeah, that was Chad.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
He's got a factory up in Iowa. He presses CDs.
I'll release it under Jay Quizno, so they'll have no idea who it is.
Jay Quizno's Productions.
We won't associate it with it. Interview questions are coming off Twitter from your fans, but you're active with Twitter, and you do tweet back with your fans.
No, for sure. Like, you know, it's so cool now with all the social networking and everything. It's like we have like direct connection to our fans, where before we had to go through a medium like whoever, MTV, TeamBeat. Now it's like TwitPic, it's YouTube. We can use all those things to go directly to our fans. It's so awesome. You know, we all tweet from our, like, there's some celebrities that are kind of too good for, or I don't know, maybe they just don't have time and they have their assistants or whatever company they're working with, they kind of tweet out little tweets for them. But, you know, we all do it ourselves. I do it myself, and it's really fun.
At Jordan Knight. Pretty easy.
Jordan Knight, at Jordan Knight. And my website is jordanknight.com.